Hello, and welcome to the virus within Resident Evil, or Biohazard outside of the States. In this video, we'll be going over the lore and story behind the virus that practically is the foundation of them all, the Progenitor virus, aka the Mother virus, aka the Clay virus, as stated in earlier video games. As always, this information is collected from the video games themselves, the Wikipedia, and Project Umbrella. I will eventually try to turn this into a series, explaining majority of the viruses within Resident Evil if I get a lot of views. But who am I kidding? I will only get like 8 views and then start on the next one. So I thank you, all 8 of you. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. The Progenitor virus, or the Mother virus, is a double-stranded RNA retrovirus, which is a virus that carries genetic information. It was a highly potent, non-carcinogenic mutagen, which is an agent that causes genetic mutations such as radiations or chemical substances. But the most remarkable thing about the Progenitor was that it did not cause cancer. It had the ability to infect a wide variety of organisms ranging from humans, animals, and plants. I mean, this virus could virtually infect anything. The virus mutates DNA, recombining genes to strengthen the characteristics of its host. Now, it's important to note that in several incidents, the host will experience physical mutations, or death would occur if the cells develop abnormally. The Nidapaya, man, I hope I said that right, but the Nidapaya civilization took interest in a flower they called Stairway to the Sun, which is the flower that produces the Progenitor virus. They ingested the flower, causing several of them to die, but those who survive have seemed to have heightened physical abilities, intelligence, and immortality, basically mutating the host into a fucking OP superhuman. Now, a quick story on the Nidapaya civilization. They were advanced, an advanced civilization for their time. However, what eventually led to their downfall is that they start feeding these flowers to animals to turn them into some type of weapon or BOW. And these animals, they became ferocious carnivores, which pretty much decimated their whole ancient city. And so the Nidapaya, they had to move out or something, I don't know. But anyway, I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there. But the flower was discovered in the Kijuju region of West Africa in the 19th century by a man named Henry Travis. Now, this guy isn't too important, but what's important is that his work eventually led to its rediscovery by the founders of Umbrella. The flower was later rediscovered December 4th, 1966 by Oswald E. Spencer, Edward Ashford, and Dr. James Marcus and his student Brandon Bailey. Now, Dr. Marcus, he left Africa immediately with a sample to begin his research. In early 1967, they began to mass cultivate the flowers. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they could not get the virus to produce. They tried different soils, temperatures, water, and even variations of light exposures. It was later concluded by his student, Brandon Bailey, that local environmental factors were necessary for its production. So in other words, they were able to get the flower to grow, but it could not produce the virus unless it was grown in that specific region in West Africa. Meanwhile, Oswald Spencer proposed a plan to establish a company to hide the research of the virus, Umbrella Pharmaceuticals. He ordered to build a laboratory underneath his private mansion in the Arklay Mountains. After construction was completed, Spencer imprisons his architect, George Trevor, who later dies in the mansion, and fucking kidnaps his wife, Jessica, and his daughter, Lisa, and uses them as early human test subjects in his research of the Progenitor virus. Now, the virus exists in two strains, type A and type B. The type A strain was tested on Jessica Trevor. The virus failed to fuse with her DNA, and then she later dies. The type B strain was administered to his daughter, Lisa Trevor. This strain of the virus successfully fused with her DNA, although with a delayed reaction. 5 days after exposure, Lisa lost her ability to write, and she slowly began going insane. She was kept under observation, and then she would later become the main test subject of the T virus. It's informative to know that Edward Ashford, co-founder of Umbrella, wanted to use the virus's regenerative abilities to help the handicapped, while Marcus and Spencer wanted to create bioorganic weapons. So Spencer ordered to have Ashford fucking killed in 1968, and with him out of the picture, they were able to begin their desired research. Further testing and more research continued over the next several years. In January of 1978, Dr. James Marcus combined the progenitor virus with leech DNA, creating the virus that we're all too familiar with, the T virus. But the lore behind that will have to wait until another video. Just know that the progenitor virus is the foundation to all the viruses within Resident Evil. And with the death of Edward Ashford, James Marcus and Oswald Spencer are free to experiment and develop bioorganic weapons. We will eventually explore the major viruses within Resident Evil and also some of the lesser known ones. So thanks for stopping by and listening to the story behind the progenitor virus. And I would like to apologize. I know my audio equipment isn't the best, but this is what we have to work with for now. Anyway, any feedback is welcome, and I really do appreciate it, guys. And stay tuned.